SCP-025 is a wooden wardrobe measuring 0.97 meters by 0.62 meters by 1.95 meters, full of clothing dating from a number of time periods. Articles contained within the chest, collectively named -1, match with styles of decades from the 1920s to the present. The apparel from each time frame varies with regard to style. For example, a polyester striped shirt and a pair of charcoal suit pants both correspond with general styles of the 1970s. The only unifying aspect of every article contained within is that each one is in poor condition. Moths have eaten at much of the collection, and tears and runs are not uncommon. When any item from 025 is put on, the wearer is observed either to die or suffer an injury within 24 hours. The cause of death or injury in these instances is invariably linked to the aforementioned flaws in the clothing, but only ever appears to be an unrelated incident. Wearing a glove with a fingertip cut off may result in the loss of the fingertip through a simple kitchen accident, like chopping onions. Similarly, a subject wearing a poncho with a sleeve missing will somehow cause the loss of the uncovered, be it an attack by a wild animal or a vehicular accident that necessitates the amputation of the limb. If placed in a sealed, unfurnished enclosure, while wearing an item from the chest, the wearer will either seemingly spontaneously contract a flesh-eating disease that begins in the areas not covered by the clothing, or suffer the failure of an organ located beneath an imperfection in the clothing. Diseases arising from such incidents may or may not be contagious. No study has been successfully undertaken due to the speed at which the strains observed run their course. It is recommended that, if possible, samples of the disease be taken to lab for possible weaponization. Along with this file, 6 tests have been declassified. The first test, a 42-year-old white male puts on a 1940s era white tuxedo with a torn seam in the left shoulder. The subject was allowed free roam of the halls under an agent's supervision. test was halted, and the subject was later terminated. Test number 2. A 26-year-old white male puts on a 2004 Boston Red Sox baseball cap with a missing size adjuster in the back of the cap, and the logo in the front is partially removed. Placed in a sealed room with the subject was a table on which were a loaded Jericho Baby Eagle 9mm handgun, a grill lighter, and a hatchet. The subject chose to wear the cap backwards for the test. Potential effects of this decision on the outcome of the test are unknown. The subject expressed reluctance to touch any of the objects on the table for several hours. Food and water were provided as necessary. After 4 hours of general inactivity, the subject picked up the handgun and examined it, while holding it at roughly eye level. The weapon discharged into the subject's forehead, where the size adjustment band would have been. The round exited the subject near the part of the hat with the missing part of the logo. Test number 3. A 22-year-old white male and a 23-year-old white male both put on a burgundy striped sweater vest dating from 1973. The article seemed to have been partially eaten by moths, as several large holes in the front of the sweater were visible. The first subject was asked by research and staff to wear the sweater vest, which he did under duress. The second subject was given a loaded handgun out of sight of the other test participant and instructed to, on a given signal, fire all 6 shots in the direction of the first test subject. After doing so, it was noted that every shot fired passed through one of the holes in the sweater vest, leaving the cloth intact and killing the subject. The firearm was retrieved, and the surviving subject was transported back to quarters. Test number 4. A 23-year-old white male puts on the same sweater as the previous test. The subject, this time, was placed in an empty room. The only objects in the enclosure were lights overhead. Subject initially complained of boredom, then lay on his back and went to sleep. After 2 hours and 14 minutes, 2 of the fluorescent light tubes in the ceiling suddenly dislodged and fell. Both persisted for another 6 minutes, then ceased. Further testing locations will be selected to minimize possible damage to the surrounding area. Test number 4. A doctor employed at the facility. This was an unplanned experiment. An unidentified individual left an article of clothing from 025 on the doctor's desk that looked similar to an item of his own clothing. Any information about this incident and or the perpetrator of same should be reported immediately to senior staff. The article of clothing in question was a lightweight scarf dyed a number of colors. It contained the imperfections of being heavily pulled seam, caused the scarf to be considerably shorter and tighter in the middle. According to his itinerary, the doctor, wearing the item from 025, was en route to an enclosure on a certain date for routine testing. However, he diverged from his intended path and began in a direction towards an entirely separate wing of the facility. The subject then entered the enclosure of SCP-025 without gathering accompaniment or following safety procedures, and upon hearing the door closing, blinked. The cause of death listed is strangulation resulting from a crushed windpipe. The sixth and final test that has been declassified. A 30-year-old Hispanic female wearing a 1980s flash dance style white shirt. The right shoulder is removed. The left sleeve is completely cut off, and the entire bottom half is shredded. Much of this test has been reclassified. All present at the time of this test were presumed to be infected and then quarantined and terminated. All further tests involving 1980s era fashion have been postponed indefinitely due to the expenditures and safety by time. It has 2 wings connected to a central foyer. It was declared condemned after it was found the floor plan didn't match up to the building's blueprints. It came to the Foundation's attention after several disappearances in the area were linked to visits to the abandoned building. There is considerable graffiti on the interior walls of the school. Most appears typical, including gang signs, names, and street art. However, the graffiti fades and reappears, changing location. Writing on chalkboards and bulletin boards changes in a similar fashion. Subjects typically found range from standard school subjects, such as mathematics, literature, and biology, to more esoteric subjects, such as quantum entanglement and eugenics. One researcher reported one board detailing information about another SCP, but photographic evidence showed only a blank slate. The phrase "the children used to sing" has appeared multiple times in various places throughout the building, and there is currently no explanation for its significance. A number of unconscious subjects have been found in the building, mostly of high school age, ranging from 12 to 18. They are dressed in accordance to the school's dress code. Several have been identified as former students or faculty of the building who disappeared after the school shut down. In at least one case, more than 10 years after the closure. It is currently unknown how they were transported back into 026. All attempts to wake the subjects while inside the building have failed. On being removed from the grounds of the object, the subjects wake abruptly. They experience a period of confusion before dying from extremely rapid dehydration, followed by advanced decomposition. No useful intelligence has been recovered from the subjects to date. The inability to wake subjects extends to those who fall asleep on the grounds of 026, though the rapid dehydration only seems to affect those who have been found on the grounds of the school. Included in this file is a single incident report as well as 3 notes regarding exploration of the school. I will begin with the incident report. During a routine security check of 026, Agent Malek was found unconscious by his partner, Agent Jones, in the main foyer. Initial attempts at rousing Agent Malek were ineffective, so he was moved for transportation to another site. Upon leaving the grounds of 026, he woke abruptly For this reason, 026 does not require the expertise of Mobile Task Force Row 8 at this time. Note number 2. The contents of notepads, books, and pieces of paper have been observed to disappear, only to reappear on surfaces within 026. New writings have appeared, mostly drawn from graffiti or textbooks. Caution should be exercised in bringing documents onto the grounds of the object. Note number 3. Several Class D personnel exposed to 026 have disappeared from Foundation control, only to reappear inside the anomalous building. The subjects in question had previously complained of dreams identical to those experienced by Agent Malek. Finally, to conclude this audio, we will look at the very short special containment procedures in place. 026 is to remain securely locked and boarded up at all times when there is no research ongoing. Alarms are set to alert the Foundation in case of entry by civilians or other agencies. And with that, we conclude our second file for this audio. I hope you all enjoyed. Please feel free to leave a like, as it does help